participating this year. It's going to look a lot similar to last year, so those of you that participated last year, very similar setup. Our goal with this project is basically to evaluate how important are bees in urban ecosystems. In your backyard, how much are they responsible for pollinating the veggies that we all eat? So things like tomatoes and peppers. And
we grow tomatoes.
I know, and we're going to see how important bees are in pollinating those tomatoes, so you have a nice big juicy tomato at the end of the day. What you guys are getting today are your series of plants, a brown bag filled with supplies, and some soil, some compost, or manure, sorry.
We already have compost.
Compost and manure, and some mulch to sort of feed your plants and keep the weeds down. Okay, so pretty simple, pretty straightforward setup. Inside of your packet will come this little guide here that shows you how to be a citizen scientist. One of the important things in this guide is the garden layout for this year, which is on the very last page. So flip this guy over. On the garden layout, we'll see the way that we're asking you all to plant the veggies that you're getting today. So if you look closely, you'll see that your garden is essentially divided into two equivalent halves. The top half here matches the bottom half, and half of this is going to be covered and exclude bees, and the other half is going to allow pollinators. So if you were participating in this last year, this should sound pretty familiar. Same sort of setup, different vendors. This year, we're using the same sampling method as we did last year, which is called a yellow can trap. And what you'll do is you'll stick this on about a 3-foot stake on the ground, fill these bowls up with soapy water, and let them collect bees for a total of about 12 hours. It doesn't have to be exactly 12. If it's 10, it's 10. If it's 14, it's 14. Just about the duration of a full day.
I thought I saw some of those at City Park.
Yeah, you've seen us doing that. We do that all over the parks around town, so we can figure out how many species of bees we have around town. Want to guess how many species of bees we have in town?
Probably more than 2.
Probably more than 2. More than 100?
If you've set up that many bee traps.
Yeah, so we actually have pretty close to 100 bee species around town. All kinds of different little fuzzy little critters that really are responsible for doing a lot of the things that we care about. The other trap that is new to this year that you didn't see last year is called a blue vein trap. The only difference with this guy is it's still filled with soapy water. All we ask is that you hang it on a tree branch nearby your garden or a post, or you can even use the same green post, okay? And just let it collect bees for 48 hours instead of just 12. Okay? So that's the only difference. Once you collected your bees, you will pull them out of your bowls, which can be gross, but it's also kind of fun. I'm an entomologist, so it's not so gross to me, I guess. But what we ask you to do is just use these labels, which are new from last year. Fill in your site number. If you don't know your site number, we can ask Elena there, and the date that you sampled, whether it came from a red bowl, a blue bowl, a yellow bowl, a white bowl, or the blue vein trap. So just cut those guys out, slip them in here with your bees, fix them in alcohol so they don't rot, and then somebody from our team will go by and pick them up. Okay? Simple enough. Questions so far? Pretty good?
How often again will they be coming to pick them up?
Every 2 weeks or so. Every 2 weeks, yeah. And if you have multiple sampling events, and they all pile up or something, just let us know. We can do one big run out there. We stay in touch primarily through our Facebook group. Our Facebook group, if you are in it, great. If you haven't, make sure I add you to it. Bug me either through a private message or whatnot and say, like, add me to the Citizen Scientist group, and I'll do that on my end. But that's how we share news on, like, oh, maybe consider watering your garden this week because we're going to have a big heat wave or something like that.
Yep, so the link to do the data entry, is that once a week or every 2 weeks again that we do that?
That'll be every 2 weeks. Yeah, every 2 weeks for the data entry. And the data, it's good.